And we're recording. Hey, welcome to another review from City of Geek as we got out of
This movie fucking sucked.
Do we want to tell you what movie it is, or we just got out of
A Star Is Born.
Yes, no, Star Is Born is amazing. We just got out of the possession of Hannah Grace. I was about to say the Exorcism of Hannah Grace, which might as well be the same.
Might as well.
Along with Exorcism, Molly Hartley, and all those other crappy ones. But we just got out of the possession of Hannah Grace, and yeah, it's fucking awful.
Yeah.
That's all you really need to know. But of course, I'm sure you want to know some more. The main thing I'll start with to say is you've seen this movie before, and you've seen it done well, and that's The Autopsy of Jane Doe. If you haven't seen that, go check that out, because that is a similar concept done in a very, very good way.
Yeah, executed properly.
Yes, unlike this, which has no understanding of how movies work. Just with bad scare sequences, everything lands with a dull thump. No tension, no character, nothing comes together in any sort of way.
Yeah. I mean, it's lazy. It's a conveyor belt film. It's they needed to try to make a quick buck. Let's just throw it out, whatever. Get somebody to cheaply act it. I mean, there's nothing redeeming about the film. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's in that it's shot with. It's one of those movies that when you just want them to turn on the goddamn lights, because everything is so underlit. It's like this isn't sustainable to look like this.
Yeah.
In this giant fucking horror movie hospital.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
supposed
worse
to
than anything else.
It's supposed to be fucking Boston Medical Center, and it looks like, like the apocalypse is happening.
Yeah,
There's like 5 people in the whole hospital.
The ugly FBI buildings they built in like the 50s? It looks like one of those. It's big, it's concrete, it's I guess brutalist might be the word for it. I'm not an architecture person, so I don't know. It's big and it's empty, and it uses so much bad space. It doesn't look like a hospital, it doesn't feel like a hospital. It felt like an abandoned building they just threw a couple desks on.
Yeah.
Whoever designed this place should be fired.
You can tell that they obviously were like, okay, we got like $5 to do this. Yeah. Let's go find the most abandoned building, and then we'll just.
Here's the funny thing about that. This is made for $9.5 million. It's only $5 million less, $0.5 million left than Halloween was. Yeah.
Where did that money go?
Halloween is made for $10 million. That was made for just about the same. And Halloween had to pay off some big names. This was nobody you've seen in anything before. And somehow cost $9 million.
I've seen the main lead in something, but I can't place what it was. Like she was a background
Shay
character.
something or
Shay something, yeah.
Yeah, and then along with her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, something Gray Damon, so they can do the word Damon in there, try and see if they get Matt Damon. People get confused. Yeah.
Oh, wow, it's a new Matt Damon movie.
Damon, yeah, Matt Gray Damon.
And then they got Art Garfunkel's son to play the freaking. All I could think about, I'm like, oh, Art Garfunkel, you're dead.
But is that actually Art Garfunkel's son, or does
No, it just looks like it.
I don't know. Hey, I don't know. I didn't hear about anything about this movie until I wrote up that this week's
in theaters,
in theaters thing, which you can check out on cityofgeek.com.
I literally didn't know this fucking existed until Bob's like, "Hey, you want to go see this?" I'm like, oh, "Okay."
Sure. We still haven't seen Overlord, but Overlord was like an hour after this, so this was what we went to see.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll catch out Overlord. This is kind of just dropped in the theaters. It's the only wide release this week. It only played in about 4 theaters around here. It came in 7th place, so it made back its budget apparently, or it will over the course of this weekend. So hey, there's that. So we didn't really go into any of the sort of the plot before we talk about anything else. This is I thought it was a medical student coming in, but it turned out it's not. It's just an ex-cop who went through some shit. And then she's...
Even that's a plot I've seen done better 8 million other times.
This was Last Shift in that way.
Yes.
Which is, more of a horror take on Assault on Precinct 13. Which is a great movie, too. Both of those. I love Last Shift. Assault on Precinct 13 is also a great film. And then... so she gets hired after like a 5-minute interview, which includes how to do her job, to be a morgue assistant overnight in this big empty morgue
with no supervision,
no onboarding, no checks, anything. It's like more of like she meets up with the doctor. The doctor's like, "This is how you prepare a body." Even though I'm pretty sure you have some sort of licensing to deal with this shit. And then have a nice day. We'll see you tomorrow. And that's the amount of training she has. So the next day she's at work.
Yep.
The day after that she gets this body that had an exorcism and halfway through the exorcism, and she died, so the demon is still inside the body. Which if we see from the blue eyeball or whatever the hell.
It's kind of like, it reminds me of like if they took the idea of Wolverine and we're like, okay, well, what if Wolverine was a scrawny little like 22-year-old girl and it was a demon instead of Wolverine?
What?
Yeah, like the regenerating.
Oh, but this is a demon, I guess. Yeah. And they kind of halfway, there's like, then the dad, Hannah Grace is the dead body / demon. Who's funny, she's credited as Hannah Grace / cadaver.
Because I'm like,
it's like, no, it's one character with 2 names on it.
Yeah.
But
she wasn't two things. She
wasn't like, she's this body over here too. It heals halfway through because the daddy goes, she rebuilt herself by killing people. She breaks into the hospital to try and burn her in the giant crematorium that they do keep those on all the time because they cost money.
And literally this movie could have been solved if the dad had just shot the body a couple more times so she couldn't keep regenerating.
Because apparently that's what kills it in the end. Because and the reason that's a spoiler alert for a movie you're probably not going to see that you probably shouldn't see.
If you go see this movie, don't.
Yes, unless you're going to come and laugh at it. Even there isn't a lot to laugh at. I think it's surprisingly busy in there. Like, every time we've seen a movie here recently, it's been empty. And on a Tuesday night at 10 o'clock, suddenly there's 20 people want to come see the movie.
Yeah, I was like, dude, fucking... I'm like, we're only here to see it just so we can...
Yeah, and I wanted to laugh, but we couldn't. But, luckily, like, no one else in the theater was, like, as invested either. The one guy behind me kind of reacted to some of these jump scares, and there's a couple jump scares. They're really badly done. They're really badly choreographed. It's like, oh, here it comes, and boom. And I heard the guy go, oh, a couple times. Everyone else in the auditorium, dead.
Oh, yeah.
Silence.
I remember when we saw The Nun, and people were like, oh, no,
freaking
Jesus.
out, it's something basic. And that was also a crowded screening theaters.
True.
This is a Tuesday night
just dead silence.
Dead silence. Yeah.
No, I mean, we had more reaction to the fucking trailer for Pet Cemetery from the people behind
people
us.
reacted to that. People reacted to, I think we had one other horror trailer, but I can't remember what it was. But
was it Escape Room?
Yeah, Escape Room. People reacted to that, like, oh, we know that was bad too. There's, and all the tension is taken away because they feel the audience is to be handed to it.
Yeah.
Like, they tell her about the onboarding process of these of the demons of the cadavers.
The demons.
And so she has to go down to the basement and apparently can't exit the building because she's alone, even though it's stupid, to help out the ambulance drivers, because when you do, other people come in. And then she goes down there to help out ambulance drivers by himself. And when she does this, Grace's dad breaks into the building, but when they do this, they do it with like a little the flash of something coming past the camera, which no one else sees but us. A way to make that has tension is not establishing the fact that he's trying to get into the house. Fuck, I can't talk today. It's midnight. He comes and knocks on the door and says, "You gotta let me in. You gotta let me in." She's
with like the worst lie ever. Like, I totally work here.
If they didn't do that. And all of a sudden, it wouldn't creepier, I guess. And if it wouldn't have maybe shown us the exorcism until later on, so we don't know, what's his body, what's going on here. And then when he later gets a chance to tell the story, maybe that's a good time to flash back to when she's in this empty, abandoned church loft, died this giant bed, and kills. She kills one of the priests with a scene which tells you how bad the movie's going to be, because there's. She kills a priest by stabbing him through the head when he falls back and lands on a cross, and it's kind of like splat, and it's kind of like, okay,
it's just lame CGI.
Yeah, and there's nothing to it. There's no jolt. There's not even like a ooh.
I totally agree on that though, because the beginning like establishes, oh yeah, she's possessed by a demon. It's like it probably would have worked way better in the, because then that's Hannah Grace. She's possessed. Yeah. She's a bad guy. Not like, oh wow, why is this fucked up corpse moving?
Yeah.
It's, oh well, she's obviously the demon they're trying to get.
Some sort of mystery. And then they do it a couple other times where like there's a point where the corpse moves and it makes a jolt noise, and then she looks and sees, oh crap, it moved. A creepier way of doing that same thing is keeping it on her, and then when she looks, one shot on her looking at the body, establish where it's at, panning away, following her, and panning back, and now it's in a different position. That's how you establish that better, instead of showing it move, hear it move, look at it, and she's like, did it move?
The funny part is like she sees this corpse move.
No reaction.
No reaction. Doesn't leave. She could have left at any point. Could have called the cops. Could have been like, you know
Fuck
what?
this shit. I'm gone.
Fucking I'm out. Because, you know, she gets attacked by the dad, too. It's like, I would have
the
just
cops
gone home.
come and arrest him, and then everything goes back to normal. No, I know it's a movie. But that's the point where your boss comes in, where the hospital administrator comes in, where she has to take statements all the rest of the night, because there are people get slashed at the point. No one's at this point. And then, like, later on, they step in. He killed some cops to come back to the hospital and try and kill the demon. That's the point. It's like, oh, they just get a random call. Like, hey, the dad escaped and is coming back. Oh, okay. You know, maybe you should send some cops to protect the place. It's just stuff like that feels like nothing is truly thought through, except for let's just pound this out, call it a day. This should have gone right to VOD.
Oh yeah.
And it made me surprised that maybe Sony picked it up for like $2 million. They said, what the hell? We got an open spot in the schedule. Venom made us money. We can lose some money on this shit.
Yeah. It looks like they're not even going to lose money. They're going to make a small...
Yeah, I mean, every movie, most horror movies make money. It's really hard for a horror film
It's hard to
money.
bomb a horror film.
Because there's enough, that comes out. Like, Blumhouse does that really well. But Blumhouse helped produce Halloween, which looks great for $10 million, compared to this thing, which looks like it was shot in a studio for $10 million.
Yeah, I mean, it looks no different from, even something like Last Shift, which was not made for...
That was probably made for, $500,000.
Yeah, something like that. And that looks way better.
Similar to Last Shift is... Jennifer Love was probably yelling at the movie. She's watching, she's like, I know what you're talking about. Let Us Pray. Let Us Pray is similar to Last Shift in a way. But that was filmed for very, very cheap, and it looks great. And it is a great movie. Check out Last Shift. Check out Let Us Pray. Both of them are on Netflix previously. I don't know if they still are. An Autopsy of Jane Doe, which I know was streaming on Amazon or Shudder at one point. Like I said, I'm not sure because it's been 3 years since I've watched it. But check all those out when you can. This, don't.
Yeah.
Just don't. It's not even funny. We came in to hopefully watch and laugh, but even if we were alone there, I think I'd probably run out of steam and be kind of bored after a while.
Yeah, I was just waiting for it to end because I knew exactly how things were going to go.
It's more like I would probably turn to you well, that's dumb. Rather than an actual joke, watch a Nutcracker.
That was ripping. That was fun.
Yeah, and the thing about there's a difference between Nutcracker and this is Nutcracker is hysterically awful. It's it's entertaining train wreck. This is just a bore.
Yeah.
So don't check out The Possession of Hannah Grace. Check out Autopsy of Jane Doe, Last Shift, Let Us Pray. Do you want to talk about some of the trailers you saw? Some of them were kind of new, or some of the new versions of trailers?
Yeah. My final thought on the movie, I suppose, would be it's just boring, uninspired. I mean, it's so lame. I mean, it's just because you know exactly what's going to happen. Oh, this character got left behind. Okay, they're going to die. This character is just in it for the extra body count. And almost all of the deaths are the same.
Yeah,
it's like,
there's this, there's that.
I'm going to twist your body, and it's so lame. And I'm pretty sure... At the end of the movie, do you think she got possessed or no?
No, actually, I was funny about that. I expect it lands in her eye, and I expected, all right, it's going to turn blue, and it's going to go bum bum bum, but it didn't.
Yeah.
That was weird. I'm like, are they even the worst movies fall for sequel bait, and this one didn't, which is
this
odd.
Feels like how they cut the beginning. This feels like the shitty sequel of an exorcism movie. It feels like, we got just dropped into it because the dad just has that minor role. Yeah. It's you could make a case that this was a weird part two.
Speaking of exorcism movies, there's only two good exorcism movies: Exorcist and Exorcist 3.
Yeah,
and they're that's
the TV show is good too.
I haven't seen that. I need to watch that. But that's not a movie. Yeah. But it's The Exorcist. Yeah, Exorcist 3. Exorcist 2 is a gigantic piece of shit, but also entertaining piece of shit.
I don't know.
4 is boring in both. If you say Exorcist 2 is good, you're gonna kick out.
Oh no. What about the last Exorcism?
Oh yeah, I like that. It's okay.
I liked the found footage one. I didn't like the second one.
I didn't see the second one, but the first one was surprisingly decent. But anyway, I'm just being facetious, I guess.
Yeah.
Trailer wise, ultimately I'm gonna give Hannah Grace a solid F.
Yeah.
This was just a failure.
I would give it.
Level.
I would give it an F plus because my F minus is it's not Death of a Nation bad, but it's bad.
Fair enough. Yeah, I expect to pause at the bottom of the Metacritic list. And I don't know where it's going to fall on my end of the year list, because I watch a lot of bad VOD movies. But we'll see where things turn out.
Yeah.
But theatrically, this is definitely towards the bottom.
Oh,
like, I think
yeah.
Slender Man I hated more.
Yeah.
Slender Man was much more of a mess.
Slender Man
But
made
that's a
me
whole
angry because of the
different
mythos behind it. This didn't have any mythos. I'm like, okay, it's just
Slender
a
Man
shit.
had like the movie itself had like 5 different mythos going on.
Yeah.
Trailer wise, where's my list? The first thing we had was that misery porn, 5 feet apart.
Why?
Some people with cystic fibrosis can't come in if you feed each other and they fall in love. And
It's The Fault in Our Stars,
Yes.
except with Sister Fibrosis.
exactly. And
Yeah.
Fallen Stars is a great book, okay movie. This is like the Asylum version of that.
Yeah, they're
But
just going to the well again.
Super cheesy. Like, one thing I loved about A Fault in Our Stars is it doesn't go for that. Like, it's definitely misery porn, but it doesn't like scream it, and it isn't like, oh, look at us, we're so sad. This is what this looks like.
Yeah.
It's trying to like look at all the feels. We're gonna rip them all out of you, rather than actually trying to have good character and good this.
Yeah.
And also, I think I just saw the entire movie in the trailer.
There's another trailer we saw where I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't even need to see that movie now. You've
it was
shown me
like-
the
I
plot.
think I was like the next. No. Pet Sematary is the next thing. We've talked about it before.
Yeah, we all know. I really think the only thing
Intruder. Yes.
on the Pet Sematary thing that I'm still wondering if they're actually going to focus on more of those weird kids in the woods.
Yeah.
And I
That
think
looks cool.
it'd be kind of interesting if they did a role reversal too, and if it was the daughter who died.
I don't know. He yells some Gage at some point, but yeah, we don't see Gage in the trailer.
Yeah, you just see like a kid coming out, like
I'm
maybe.
surprised they up. Yeah, that'd be really mean to do that. Like of course, Gage's death is really mean. But like Gage survives, and then the daughter gets hit. It's like, oh, spoilers, right? That's good. Oh yeah, the movie that went on way too long, Intruder. With
That was just the whole movie in 2 minutes.
yeah, like this, they set it up. Charlie played by Dennis Quaid.
That was Dennis Quaid. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. There's some points I swear that he was like a CGI version of himself.
Yeah, I'm like, is that Dennis? Because I'm like, in one scene, I'm like, okay, that's definitely Dennis Quaid. Then it's like, is that though?
Is that Randy? That's kidding. Randy and Dennis look nothing like, even though they are brothers. But yeah, like he has an old house that he has to sell because for whatever reason, and he's like, oh, I'm still gonna work in your house for you. So it's like, first it's kind of sweet, and then you see it showing up more and just breaking in the house and attacking them, and then I'm like, that's all you need to know. You need to show he's weird. He's kind of showing up and like, all right, do you need to take off? He's like, I'm not leaving my house. That's all you need.
Yep.
But then they give you the entire rest of the movie. You have him attacking.
Yep.
You have them putting people in the hospital. You have him like blowing up things. You have him like setting traps and like he's raping her at some point. It's like, okay, we've seen the climax of this movie.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, there's even a scene where you see them after like a fight. We're not dying tonight. It's like that's
like,
right before it's going to to
It's like this is literally like this is everything but like probably the last shot of the movie, which is probably him opening his eyes and it turns blue.
Perfect.
What about like the movie? Yeah, the movie itself might be okay. It's essentially a home invasion flick with.
It's going to be like Fantastic Beasts 1, and his face is going to change, and he's going to be Terry O'Quinn from The Stepfather.
Yes. Yeah, we saw the same Pet Sematary trailer. We saw the same Happy Death Day to You trailer we saw before Halloween.
Yeah, I'm still looking hyped
still
for that.
Looking for that. Still be a blast. And we saw a new Aquaman trailer, which
best of the lot for me.
I think it gives away so much though. Like I think also we've seen most of that movie now.
Yeah, I mean, I am on the camp that Aquaman probably is going to be good just because James Wan's doing it. But there's a solid chance it's going to be an absolute mess.
And that's
too.
what I kind of felt about that trailer. I think a trailer 1 also shows us a little more mess, but also is there to kind of like show off more cool shit that I feel like by putting out the trailer 2 weeks before the movie comes out, this particular trailer, it seems to me like we feel a lot of people aren't sold yet. So we need to show them some more awesome shit to bring them to the theaters and sell them on this movie.
I don't think a lot of people are sold after Justice League. You know,
who would be?
Fuck. I mean, Kim is already sold with Jason Momoa.
Shirtless. And then, we have to find something Willem Dafoe, who we'll keep forgetting is in this.
Yeah, I'm like, is that William Dafoe?
Yeah.
I'm actually a bit of a scientist
and
myself.
Godspeed, Spider-Man. And then I get to see Nicole Kidman have some lines, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one quick shot of Dolph Lundgren.
Wait,
Yeah,
Really?
he plays like the deposed other king or something like that. I think he's Patrick Wilson's dad in that.
Okay.
So maybe they're like half brothers or whatever. And,
Weird Conjuring movie, but okay.
Yeah. Well, James Wan, so you got to get him in there. And then the last show we got was Escape Room. So is that a different show we had last time?
Same one.
Okay, because I went to the bathroom during the last time for Halloween, so
Yeah.
I missed parts of it.
That movie's gonna fucking suck. It looks like lame Saw.
Yeah, that's what I wrote there. Like, this is the bad version of Saw 5, who was already a bad version of Saw. Yeah, it's kind of like, well, Jigsaw kind of bombs, so let's change some character names and... Oh, escape rooms are popular. Let's do that instead.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if they're like, well, I'm actually Jigsaw.
Yeah, it's going to end with that. Shawnee Smith underneath it. Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing Shawnee Smith in anything else.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her
She's
in a little
dead in
while.
that universe, though. So
Yeah, but so is Jigsaw. I haven't seen the new one, so I don't know where it takes place. But he
It-
died in this third movie.
If you like some spoilers.
She died in the fourth movie. Yeah,
She
go
dies.
spoil.
So spoilers. Everybody, they think it's him. It's not. He's
No.
dead. It's
Is it
just another
Constant-
apprentice.
Is it Constance Mandalorian?
Nope.
Damn, at least
He's-
that guy is such a bad actor too.
He was not good.
But yeah, so that was
That was Hannah Grace.
Hannah Grace. That was the trailers. Tomorrow, of course, by the time I put this up, it'll be tomorrow if you're actually watching this. And in the Apocalypse, check out the trailer for that. That comes out live this week. We saw, me and Kim saw that this week and last week. Me and Kim and my wife went to see that, so we have reviews coming for that. Check out the site. I've been putting up a review every day for various things I've been watching, and hopefully it's available for everyone
And
else there.
I am probably going to start writing soon now that I still got to get like a new laptop. My laptop is garbage. So I've been typing some stuff on my phone, but I will hopefully have something at least out.
Yeah, so if you're coming to us from YouTube, go to citygeek.com, find everything we're doing there. Go to Facebook.
Yes.
Subscribe to our podcast. We're doing all sorts of stuff all over the place. And of course, like, comment, subscribe. We actually have up to 6 subscribers.
Ooh.
So it's 3 people that aren't us.
I'm just making like robot accounts. Get us
that's
get us
you.
north. Yep.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I wish.
But yeah, of course, everything's a step. So if you're watching this, thank you for watching it all the way through. Share the review, subscribe, like it, comment, etc., etc. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Sounds good.